and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be showing you a little sneak peek of the tarot holders. So it looks like on the inside, and they fit small tarot decks like these. This one's called Beyond Lumiera Oracle, and they look like this. I don't know which one you just saw, but they look like that on the other side, and then this tells you how to use them. And then on each of them, they all say what those cards mean. I really like this deck. Probably should just show you. One like this, and then you just put them in there. There we go. And then close it up. That's what it looks like. And then flap open. They're very cute. I made about 7 of them. This was actually the first one that I made. It's a little too big on the inside for the deck that I was making them for, but it's still good. And then there's also this one with that in the inside. You got that on the inside of that one. This one, a yellow, and then during this video, I'm going to be finishing up these two. I also have a tote bag that I have in the closet that I'm going to be also putting with those to sell at some point. And I'm probably going to make a couple other ones. I'm not too sure like what styles or anything I'm going to be doing with those. I wanted to talk about today how my inner critic comes out and how I try to manage that. Sewing in general has made it easier for me to be able to keep the peace with my critic. And sometimes that's hard, especially because I have a 10th house Capricorn moon, and I'm a very emotional person, and I grew up with a unemotional, unattached father and a very emotional, very attached mother. And so both of those combined is a lot. The thing is that I learned how to be very people-pleasy and perfectionist, no boundaries type thing. I'm very far removed from that stuff as much as I can be now compared to even a year ago. I now have a lot better boundaries. I have moved from being super people-pleasy to trying to tell people no, or that I can't do that, but I will support you, is very much easier said than done, but it can be done. And that's what I am doing right now in my life, is trying to say no and get out of my comfort zone, which is very hard. I'm going to be trying to say no and speak my mind and my voice, because I've been silencing myself for years and years and years. Since 2011, 2012, I have had a lot of things happen in my life. Trauma, PTSD. I also found out I'm neurodivergent, anxiety, depression, all of the stuff I've always had. But the PTSD, trauma, super bad major anxiety, those all stem from 2011 till 6-7 years ago. I went to go live with my dad at that time, and he's just not someone that I can be near anymore. And him being so, I'm going to start sewing now, so warning, it might be a little tiny bit loud. I'll try to speak a little louder. Him being so critiquey and trying to control everything that I did or didn't want to do just is not something that I needed in my life, considering that he wasn't in my life for a lot of it. And having to deal with someone who's critiquing you 24/7 to then every time that you see them, it's another critique on something that you're doing. I learned that if I want to keep the peace, I need to be quiet. And in doing that, I silenced myself to the point where I don't really have a whole lot of friends. I have acquaintances, but having friends and then them not trying to understand me and trying to communicate with them is also hard, because I want to support you and give you all the love and attention that you deserve. And that's scary for people because most people aren't like that. And I feel like there needs to be way more of that in the world, and there's not, especially now. I'm usually shut down because I get excited about a special interest, and or I'm too much for people emotion wise, because I will defend you and protect you with everything that I have. And I have many a times had people tell me that that's a lot and they walk away. I don't see why that's a thing, but okay. But then at the same time, that starts making me critique myself. So I'm very cautious of my boundaries now and who I let in. I'm tired of people walking away. And, just because the other person has decided that you're not a good person, that doesn't get to tell you that you're not a good person. When I feel like I hear myself saying that sometimes to myself, I'm not a good person, even though I have done everything and anything for everybody my entire life. It's just one of those things. All of my life, I have done nothing but try to love and care for people and give myself love, because I didn't get it a lot from my father when I was a kid. And this is me trying to be seen, trying to be open to possibilities, and opening myself up to maybe finding other people who also have the same problem. I have to try really hard not to critique myself. Just because something bad has happened doesn't mean that it's going to happen like that again. You have to tell yourself that everything's going to be okay. You got this. And what is stopping me from making this YouTube right now? It's kind of like what I do for myself right now. I hype myself up to make YouTube video. I'm so scared and worried that what I put out isn't good enough. And then when I'm doing it, like how I am right this second, everything's fine. I'm not as anxious. I'm not as worried that everyone's gonna hate it, everyone's gonna hate me, that I'm gonna get really bad comments or whatever. I'm doing it now. Like, I pushed myself. I took a shower today. I got myself food. I know that for most people, that would be like, okay, but as a neurodivergent person, it's really hard for me to make myself eat or make myself shower. I have to tell my brain or trick it to get myself into the shower and get myself together for the day and get myself to make myself food. It's very hard. Even me just saying that stuff on here, I'm like, in my brain right now, I was just like, well, no one's going to listen to that. Why do people need to know that? Maybe when I'm being self-critical, I need to tell myself everything's going to be okay. Nothing can be perfect. And I don't have to be what everyone else wants me to be. I need to be myself and not care what other people are going to think, because they're not me. They don't know what I have been through. I don't know what they've been through to critique me on how I am or how I behave or how I act. And that's not something that I need. I don't deserve to talk down about myself, and neither do anybody else. The only reason why we even talk down to ourselves in general is because of society. Pretty much every person that you grew up with or you grew up around, or whoever your parents were, your experiences shaped who you are, but that doesn't mean you have to keep being that way. You don't have to be that way. You can tell yourself, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. You can tell yourself, no, I need to have empathy for people. You can try to be kind to people. A lot of people are not like that. How I critiqued myself for so long, no one is going to try to tell me who I can't be anymore. And if I'm not letting anybody else tell me who I can't be anymore, then why am I letting myself do that? I need to be kinder to myself. There's no one else that's going to do that except me. I have to be kinder to myself. And the way to do that is by putting out this video, because I'm saying these things and I do mean them, but for everybody else. I don't mean it for myself, even though I wholeheartedly want to. My brain decides, no, that's why I'm making this video. Because I'm tired of critiquing myself. I should be kind, because I give everybody else kindness. So I need to give kindness to myself. And one way that I'm going to do that is showing off what I just sewed and show you guys. Just gotta get these little strings off the corners. I think that was it. Yep. And I am going to show you what it looks like. This is all obviously the inside. And now I'm going to turn it inside out. There we go. I'm obviously going to do this in a minute, but that's what it looks like. And then it'll look like that on the inside, and it'll look like that. But yeah, I need to be more kind to myself. This is good, telling my brain, this is good. I don't see anything wrong with it. And even if there is, it is completely fine, because I'm not people pleasing anymore. So if you feel like you have been mean or neglectful of yourself, try to say, would I say these things to my mom would I say these things to my sister, my brother, anybody who you love? Would I say these things to that person? If the answer is no, then you need to not say it to yourself. I feel like my goal in life is to help people. One thing that helps me is telling people that I know that they are nice, that they are caring, that they're funny. And then when I hear myself saying rude or nasty things about myself, I say no, and then I find the mirror in the bathroom or a compact mirror in my purse or whatever, and I say, you are not those things. You are not the things that happened to you. You are going to be okay, and you got this. Because the only person who can save you is yourself. And if I'm not going to save me, then that means that I'm not getting anything that I want done in my life. So here is to trying to push myself to be kinder in a not very kind world. And I hope you and your brain do the same, because we need a lot kinder people in this world. And if we're going to keep being mean to ourselves, that's how you be mean to others as well. We are all one conscious. And the way to go about the world in a more loving approach is to be kind to others, try to help others, try to know your neighbors around you if you're in an apartment building, or if you're, in a house, if you have one in this country. You just, people need to be kinder to themselves and to others. And I would love if people knew how to do that in this world, because just saying, it's not happening a lot right now. We just need to be kinder to ourselves and others. And I wish so much that I was kinder to myself when I was growing up. That is something that I needed. I was bullied a lot in school. I was made fun of constantly. And the only thing that helped was the friends that I did have that actually were my friends and not, assholes, and music. That's what got me through all of my life up until I met my fiance. I really, really, really want to help people tell their stories of what they have gone through and what has helped me get through what I got through. Because I don't know how I got to where I am now, but I'm glad that I got here. I think you grow through what you go through is a very good saying. And I use that quite often when I talk to people, because if you're not growing, then you're just staying where you're at. And if you're in a bad situation and you're staying where you're at, that's not growth. That is torture for yourself. I'm so glad I'm not where I was 7 years ago on my mental health journey, just in life in general. Um, I would not trade trying to get a YouTube channel up off the ground and trying to be open with my voice and what I've gone through to help people. I wouldn't trade anything that I have now for the world, because I'm trying my best, and this is so much better than not trying at all when I was being traumatized. I got through everything that I went through. I'm so glad and proud of myself that I got out and got to where I am today, pushing myself to get away from people who were not kind to me. And I may not say specifically what had happened, but I will say I am the forgiving type if it's something that's true. And when you tell lies after lies after lies and they become a pattern, and I'm a person who understands patterns when a whole lot of other people don't, you then realize that people lie constantly, and especially if they have a pattern of lying. If they say shit about you that's not true, don't put that on yourself, because you deserve love, you deserve kindness. And if those people cared about you and cared about your well-being, they wouldn't talk shit about you like that. And that's what I have to say. I was going to do the second one, but I think I'm good for this time. I will probably do another one, like finish this one up or do another project for the next episode. But thank you for watching, and please be kind to yourself. If you are feeling like you're not lovable, you are loved, you are cared about, whether or not it is only just you loving and caring about yourself, that's still getting love and care from someone. And if anything, I'm telling you, everything will be okay, and we got this.